Guys, Wednesday was National Secondhand Wardrobe Day, and it's no secret that there are sustainable benefits of resale and trends that are proving just that. So joining us now to discuss is Poshmark CEO and founder Manish Chandra. Manish, great to have you here on Cheddar News. So according to some new data on consumer trends, demand for sustainably minded brands growing year over year. Why do you think we're seeing this shift in consumers who are increasingly becoming more engaged with your brand because of this?
Three things. Number one is really our sharp focus on making environment and the society just much more sustainable. I think as the pandemic has descended upon us, we're thinking about not just ourselves, but about society as large. And secondhand shopping is at the heart of making everything sustainable. Second thing is selling your stuff gives you great economic benefit as well. So as people sat at home, they're able to sell stuff, make money. And the last thing which is there is that as the world is shifting, trends are shifting, fashion is shifting, secondhand allows everything that was old to become new again. A point is Y2K trend, which has just taken over both social media and people's wardrobes.
Yeah, and it's interesting because now we're starting to see retailers start to realize the perks of what the resale market is like. I mean, Urban Outfitters just announced that they're launching their own secondhand clothing marketplace. What does it sort of tell you about the shift in the retail marketplace when all of a sudden these retailers want to become a Poshmark?
I love it. I love it. I think 10 years back when we started the company, if you told me the headline in Wall Street Journal would be that Urban Outfitters is about to take Poshmark by opening a secondhand thrift store, I would have laughed. Today, it just feels so natural that secondhand and retail is coming together. And really, we're excited because this is becoming a category, it's becoming a movement, and we're at the cutting edge of it. We have really pioneered how to make selling super simple, shopping safe and trusted, and really take your closet, put it online, and make it a point of not just self-expression, but a point of creating economic value for you and the society. So it's just great. It's a win-win situation across the board.
Is the resale market large enough for competitors to be part of this and other retailers to be a part of this with you guys? Is it large enough here, Manish?
I think the way I think about it is that secondhand is not a market by itself and retail is not a market by itself. What you're seeing is that this is the new fashion way. So if you come on Poshmark, 70-80% of the stuff that we have is secondhand, and there is also new stuff. For example, we have many boutiques open. Many of the brands are taking their stores directly online. So there's just like a lot of energy and mixture. And so where I see it is this is the new world of fashion where retail, resale combines. Every item you buy goes into your closet. Instead of going to landfill, circulates. You sell it, you realize value, because what's relevant to you today may be relevant to someone else tomorrow. And by the way, stuff that's relevant to you today could become relevant again in 10 or 20 years, as we are seeing. So it really becomes this perpetual revolving closet that we've all dreamed of. And the reality is it's starting to become true. And what you see in Poshmark is millions of closets networked together, really crafting the future of shopping. And we think a future of shopping is simple, it's social, and it's really sustainable.
No, I think you bring up a really good point about what was probably hot back then might be in the future really cool again, because I noticed with Olivia Rodrigo in particular, because there was this article in Women's Wear Daily about her, and you were basically dubbing her the first Poshmark star. And in her music video, she's wearing outfits from the early 2000s. So are these social influencers or even music superstars like Olivia Rodrigo, do you think they play a hand in the promotion of the resale market here?
I think it's really how pop culture works, right? You see what's happening in the culture, then it gets enhanced with social media, pop stars, and then feeds back in. I think there's another thing to be aware of, sort of what's happening, which is when you think of what people are really trying to do is every generation is expressing themselves. So millennials, Gen Z, they're sort of all expressing themselves. And with the pandemic, the entire fashion cycle is massively disrupted. And so what you're seeing is these short-lived trends that are coming and going. And that is very powerful from a secondhand perspective because you can really fashion these trends from stuff you have in different ways. So for example, the broadside sweaters, et cetera. And then also new brands are getting born. So if you look at particularly for Gen Z on Poshmark, you see evergreen brands like Lululemon still being very popular, but the new brands like Gymshark and Princess Polly are starting to get traction with the Gen Z community as well. But the biggest brand, which is not a brand itself, it's a trend, is vintage. That's sort of the biggest phenomenon with Gen Z on our platform today.
Let's talk about the work, coming back to the work model, because I think for a lot of people who might be coming to the office sometime this fall, there's probably a concern that you haven't gone shopping for clothes for work in almost 2 years. I mean, I've worn every pair of sweatpants in my closet every day for the last 2 years now. With the influx of people looking for workwear, is that something that is also going to be a boon for you guys as well? Because traditionally, these retailers really bank on the back to school, starting back up again sort of lifestyle in the fall.
Yeah, so back to school is actually a real phenomenon now because people are going back to school. You've got kids going back to school. We, in fact, just on our social media, posted a series of information from our college kids who are sort of interns who are going back to school. And then as we get into late fall, early spring, you'll start to see people going back to work. And all of these things allow people to go hunt in their wardrobe, in their closet, but then also shop other people's closet. That style itself is evolving and changing. So to me, having this closet network on Poshmark really creates a new form of shopping where a closet is not just a place you store your stuff. It actually becomes kind of a new kind of store where you not only put stuff in it, people shop it and you send it out and then you put new stuff in it. So that's a beautiful model of this circular economy that's really the future of fashion.
Manish, I have about a minute left with you. You guys are soon going to go and be available in India, obviously a huge market for you guys to tap into. What does that market bring for you guys?
I think it brings a very large population that has a very different sort of fashion aesthetic, part Western, part Indian, and then combine it with the same core shared value, which is around sustainability, which is around social empowerment, which is around sort of this real focus on circulating between the closets. And the early sort of data we're seeing in the market is extremely powerful, that market is really ready for creating a wardrobe network. I think closets are called wardrobe. So it's sort of a new kind of network that is around the Poshmark platform, which is social and sustainable at the same time.
All right, Manish Chandra is the Poshmark CEO and founder. Manish, always good to have you here on Cheddar News. Thank you so much for joining us.